Welcome to Orange Coast Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Donna McCartney, and I'm honored to be your worship associate today. I'm joined by Beth Syverson, our Director of Music Ministries, and Karen Magoon Pearson, who is our Director of Religious Education for Children and Youth. We welcome you this morning. Our minister, Reverend Sean Wilshire, is not leading the service today, but she has a special message for you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Sean Wilshire, and I serve this beloved community here, and I want to welcome you all, member, friend, visitor, to our service today, and of course, our wonderful speaker, Gustavo Arellano. So, bienvenido, es maravilloso que estés aquí hoy. Now, we have a lot of good speakers that come through here, but never before have I seen people get so excited to have a speaker come. People who normally stay online on Sunday mornings, they're coming in today just to see Gustavo in person. So many people are squeeing. Oh my goodness, we got some fangirls going on here. All because you're coming. It's just amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a rock star with us today. He's an investigative reporter with the LA Times. He uncovers truths and then speaks that truth. And we are so happy to have him here with us today. So, have an absolutely wonderful service. And Gustavo, you are in for a treat because this congregation rocks. You take care. Have a wonderful service.
So we would also like to recognize the many volunteers that have helped to put this service together today. In addition, this morning we are delighted to have Gustavo Arellano, which we already got pumped up about a second ago when Reverend Sean was talking to us. So he is a columnist for the Los Angeles Times and the host of the podcast, The Essential News from the LA Times. He's a lifelong resident of Orange County and says that he would have been a UU if he wasn't already a Catholic. So we respectfully recognize that our church property rests on Ahashimen and Tongva land. As Unitarian Universalists, we have many different beliefs, but we are one loving community. We're bound together not by a common set of rules or beliefs, but rather a covenant. A covenant is simply a promise that whatever our beliefs, we accept one another and encourage each other in spiritual growth. We affirm that all life has inherent value and that all existence is interconnected. We strive for justice and compassion in our deeds and relationships, and we are committed to creating a welcoming community without regard to the traits that sometimes divide people. To our roomers, we invite you to silence your cell phones. For our Zoomers, we invite you to say hello in the chat. I want to extend a special welcome to visitors. If you're seeking a spiritual home, we hope that you will find it here. Later in the service, we will have an opportunity for you to introduce yourself if you'd like to do so. We begin our worship with the lighting of our chalice. This morning, I'd like to invite Shirley Thorne up here to light our chalice. Shirley has been a member of OCUUC for many years. She joined when her children were young. She came to us as a dissatisfied Catholic. Oops. And we are lucky we had the grace of her presence in our church community over the decades. When I joined our church a little more than a year ago, Shirley was a very welcoming presence for me. I don't know if you know that, but you so were. Well, I sat next to her at the auction a couple auctions ago back in the fall, and she was just such a wonderful person to help me feel part of this community. So you're an asset to our church community, Shirley. So let's get the chalice lit. So let's say our unison affirmation together. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. To dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, to dwell together, and to help. Thank you. You know better than I do. Okay, so please join in singing our opening song.
Welcome, everyone. We're going to sing We Give Thanks. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. One more time. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day.
Our call to worship today, We Bid You Welcome, is written by Richard S. Gilbert, a retired UU minister who currently writes books of meditations while sharing his perspective on social justice and religious education. He writes, "We bid you welcome, who come with a weary spirit seeking rest, who come with troubles that are too much for you, who come hurt and afraid. We bid you welcome, who come with hope in your heart, who come with anticipation in your step, who come proud and joyous. We bid you welcome, who are seekers of new faith, who come to probe and explore, who come to learn. We bid you welcome, who enter this hall as a homecoming, who have found here room for your spirit, who have find in this people a family."
Walk together, children, don't you get too weary. Walk together, children, don't you get too weary. Walk together, children, don't you get too weary. There's a great counting meeting in the promised land. Walk together, children, don't you get too weary. Walk together, children, don't you get too weary. Walk together, children, don't you get too weary. There's a great counting meeting in the promised land. Talk together, children, don't you get too weary. Talk together, children, don't you get too weary. Talk together, children, don't you get too weary. There's a great camp meeting in the promised land. Sing and never tire. Sing and never tire. Sing and never tire. There's a great camp meeting in the promised land. Sing together, children, don't you get too weary. Sing together, children, don't you get too weary. Sing together, children, don't you get too weary. There's a great camp meeting in the promised land. Shout together, children, don't you get too weary. Shout together, children, don't you get too weary. Shout together, children, don't you get too weary. There's a great camp meeting in the promised land. Sing and never tire. Sing and never tire. Sing and never tire. There's a great camp meeting in the promised land. Talk together, children, don't you get too weary. Talk together, children, don't you get too weary. Sing together, children, don't you get too weary. Shout together, children, don't you get too weary. Walk together, children, don't you get too weary. Talk together, children, in the promised land. There's a great camp meeting in the promised land. There's a great camp meeting in the promised land. There's a great together, children, don't you get too weary. Together, children, in the promised land. There's a great together, children, in the promised land. There's a great camp meeting in the promised land. There's a great camp meeting. Keep on walking. There's a great camp meeting in the promised land. Keep on walking. There's a great camp meeting in the promised land. Keep on singing. There's a great camp meeting in the promised land. Keep on shouting. There's a great meeting in the promised land. Keep on walking. There's a great camp meeting in the promised land. Keep on walking. There's a great camp meeting in the promised land. Keep on singing. There's a great camp meeting in the promised land. Keep on shouting. There's a great camp meeting in the promised land. Keep on walk together, children, don't you get weary? Walk together, children, don't you get weary? Walk together, children, don't you get weary? There's a great camp meeting in the promised land. Sing and never tire. Sing and never tire. There's a great camp meeting in the promised land. Walk together, children, don't you get weary. Talk together, children, don't you get weary. Sing together, children, don't you get weary. Shout together, children, don't you get weary. Walk.
So now it is time for All Ages, and our our director of religious education for children and youth, Karen Magoon Pearson, will come up and share with you Time for All Ages.
Good morning. Our story today is called Say Something by Peter H. Reynolds. The world needs your voice. Mine? Yes, yours. Go ahead. It doesn't need to be perfect, as long as it's from your heart. You don't have to be loud. Powerful words can be a whisper. You can say something in so many ways, with words, with action, with creativity. If you see someone lonely, say something by just being there for them. If you see an empty canvas, say something with your brush. If you see an empty lot, say something by planting a seed and watching it bloom. If you see someone being hurt, say something by being brave. If you see something beautiful, say something with a poem. If you have a brilliant idea, say something with confidence. If you want to show the world who you are, say something with style. If you are angry, say something to help people understand. If you see an injustice, say something peacefully. Inspire others to do the same. Sometimes you'll say something and no one will be listening. But keep saying what is in your heart, and you will find someone who listens. Keep saying it, and you may be surprised to find the whole world listening. If you are grateful for being alive, quietly say something to the stars, to the universe. Some people find it easier to say something than others, but everyone has something to say. So when you're ready, say something. Your voice can inspire, heal, and transform. Your voice can change the world. Are you ready to say something?
All right, let's sing the children and teachers out to their classes. We hold you in our love as you go, as you go. May your heart be at peace as you go. To nurture the spark of your precious life. We hold you in our love as you go.
Our reading today is from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and is entitled A Network of Mutuality. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. There are some things in our social system to which all of us ought to be maladjusted. Hatred and bitterness can never cure the diseases of fear. Only love can do that. We must evolve for all human conflict a method which rejects revenge, aggression, and retaliation. The foundation of such a method is love. Before it's too late, we must narrow the gaping chasm between our proclamations of peace and our lowly deeds which precipitate and perpetuate war. One day we must come to see that peace is not merely a distant goal that we seek, but a means by which we arrive at that goal. We must pursue peaceful ends through peaceful means. We shall hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. Our second reading is entitled Principles and Purposes for All of Us, and it was adapted from the Unitarian Universalist Association Principles and Purposes. And these are very familiar words to most of us. We affirm and promote the inherent worth and dignity of every person. We believe that each and every person is important. We affirm and promote justice, equity, and compassion in human relationships. We believe that all people should be treated fairly. We affirm and promote the acceptance of one another and encouragement to spiritual growth. We believe our churches are places where all people are accepted and where we keep on learning together. We affirm and promote a free and responsible search for truth and meaning. We believe that each person must be free to search for what is true and right in life. We affirm and promote the right of conscience and the use of the democratic process. We believe that all people should have a voice and a vote about the things which concern them. We affirm and promote the goal of world community and peace, liberty and justice for all. We believe that we should work for a peaceful, fair, and free world. We affirm and promote respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are part, and we believe that we should care for our planet Earth. These words are near and dear to UU hearts. Now let's take a moment for meditation. If you want to join us, sit up straight in your chair, shoulders back, feet flat on the floor, hands resting comfortably in your lap. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Take another deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now follow your breath. I breathe in, I call my body. I breathe out, I smile. I breathe in, I fill with light and love. I breathe out, I rise above. Now I want you to visualize something. Imagine a strong beam of light and love coming down to the top of your head from above. It's flowing down into your body, all the way down to the tips of your toes. Now it's starting to fill up your body with light and love. Your toes are glowing, and slowly, this beam of light and love is inching its way up your legs and into your torso. Feel that the bottom half of your body is glowing with light and love. Now it continues, slowly filling up your torso, up to your shoulders. Watch it flow down to the tips of your fingers. Your body is gleaming. Now finally, the beam of light and love fills your neck and up to the top of your head. Your body is completely luminous as you feel the beam of light and love continuing to course through your body from above. Now, pretend that you rise above this earthly plane in your imagination. Rise up above this city, above the state of California. Fling out your arms to the sides and send this light and love out through your hands to your city, your state, and your country. Continue to conduct the light and love still streaming through your body from above, out through your hands, around the whole world, and out into the solar system. Send it out through the Milky Way and through the universe. The universe is now filled with light and love from you. Now visualize yourself on the edge of the universe. Come back into yourself and slowly return to earth. Arms relaxed, back gently into your chair, back to this present moment right now. You are at peace with yourself. You know that you're making this a better world filled with light and love. Now Beth will lead us in the journeying song.
Fill my days with blessed unrest, and my nights with dreams of justice. Make me a vessel for the turning of the tide. Oh, I am waking up to find my world between the dying and being reborn. I see what is and I see what could be. Can't close my eyes again and go back to sleep. Fill my days with blessed unrest, and my nights with dreams of justice. Make me a vessel for the turning of the tide. How can I change our course? I'm just a lonely voice. Wish I could lose myself in all the noise. But if we all would rise, a generation proud with a mighty song, we could turn this world around. Fill my days with blessed unrest, and my nights with dreams of justice. Make me a vessel for the turning of the tide. So when our time is through, I want to know we did what we came to do for the future ones. So in our darkest days, may we all be strong and give our lives so life may go on. Fill my days with blessed unrest, and my nights with dreams of justice. Make me a vessel for the turning of the tide again. Fill my days with blessed unrest, and my nights with dreams of justice. Make me a vessel for the turning of the tide. Make vessel for the turning of the tide.
So I'm pleased to announce the person we're most wanting to hear today, Gustavo Arellano. Please welcome him.
Thank you all. Hello, thank you all. This is, I think, the 6th UU I've spoken at. My home UU is Tapestry down in Mission Viejo. They're the ones who've had me the most, that's why. Maybe you guys could beat that. And if there's others, I mean, all UUs, of course, but may this not be the last time I speak here, nor the last UU I speak at. And yeah, that's my mom, that's my dad, that's me, and my sermon is actually going to be called Where You Were From, so just tweaked a little bit. We're now in the season of Lent, and hi to everyone out there on Zoom. We're now in the season of Lent, the 40 days of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving, observed by Christians worldwide. It started this past week with Ash Wednesday, where believers got ashes smeared on their foreheads as a reminder of our mortality. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, and all that. But that smudge also has another meaning or another message that sadly doesn't get the attention that it should. It's a call for people to do good deeds. Not just for the next weeks, but throughout the year, throughout a lifetime. I hadn't attended Ash Wednesday services in years, and if you had asked me at the beginning of 2023 if I was planning to do it this time around, I'd honestly say no. But there I was at St. Raymond Catholic Church in Downey at 6:30 in the morning, waiting in line along with hundreds to partake in the ritual. I'm glad I did it. It was good to hear the gospel in person, especially the admonition by Jesus to live humbly and not like the hypocrites. But it wasn't a renewal of faith that brought me to a parish far away from my Orange County home at dawn on a chilly weekday. I was on assignment for the Los Angeles Times in my role as a columnist. I was about to embark on a pilgrimage. 4 days earlier, authorities announced someone had killed Archdiocese of Los Angeles Auxiliary Bishop David G. O'Connell at his Hacienda Heights home. The news shocked Southern Californians of all ages because he was a man of peace. He fought for immigrant and labor rights. He was famed in social circles across the region for decades. He helped to pass gun control legislation in California alongside other activists. He fundraised so that working class kids and refugees could attend Catholic schools. I knew a lot about this legacy. Maybe some of you folks knew a lot about this legacy because Bishop O'Connell received a lot of rightful positive media coverage during his life. But as I drove 168 miles that Ash Wednesday to trace his LA journey, from my OC home to Downey, to parishes in South LA to ritzy Santa Monica beachside hotels, from the city of industry to the outskirts of LAX, I learned another lesson as well, one that served as the ultimate foundation for the witness of Bishop Dave, as those who knew him best called him. He never forgot where he came from. Where are you from? It's a saying stereotype that is said a lot in gang neighborhoods, but it's something we all partake in. We always want to know what city, region, country, church, where someone we just met claims as their origin story. It allows us to form immediate opinions about others, for better or for worse. It also allows them to tell us a bit about themselves with one of the easiest possible subjects, home. We're either proud of where we come from or love to hate where we live, or if we're from Orange County, both. Too often, people only do the former. They boast about where they're from. Blind hometown boosterism, triumphalism, jingoism. Bishop Dave practiced that in his own way, but he had a different type of pride. He championed the meek, the struggle, the inheritors of the earth, because that's where he was from. David G. O'Connell came to the United States as a young Irish priest from a rural family. He spent 27 years ministering in South Los Angeles in the years before and after the 1992 LA riots, in historically black parishes that turned Latino. Father Dave stood up against local and federal officials who burdened his parishioners with toxic dumps, deportation fears, and disinvestment. And he even inveighed against his own bosses in the Catholic Church when they tried to slash budget for ministries that helped the ostracized, like LGBT folks imprisoned and others, or when they talked against sex abuse victims from their own church. Those decades formed Father Dave. He could have understandably left all of that behind when he became Bishop Dave in 2015. But he kept his flock near, even when he wasn't physically with them. Everyone I talked to on my journey spoke about how happy they were when Bishop O'Connell received a promotion, but how sad they were that he might not spend as much time with them as they used to. And yet that didn't happen. A woman at Our Lady of Guadalupe Church in Irwindale told me, quote, "Usually the bishops are very hierarchical. You can't get near them, but Bishop Dave brought us in closer." What a concept. Wherever you may go, no matter how high and mighty you may become, bring where you came from with you. Too often in American society, we forsake our roots. I mean, I get it. It's a classic pull yourself up from bootstrap story. Immigrants come and assimilate. Their children move away to the suburbs. The poor who became middle class or rich never look back. It's reinvention, success, individualism above all. I get why people might want to drop all those memories of the past, and yet there's a power in not forgetting where you come from or where we're from, especially if there was struggle and pain and you are now in a better place. Sure, you and your ancestors were able to, quote, get out or, quote, make something of yourselves. So, your work isn't done. There's a reason why nearly all faiths call upon believers to help others and also not dismiss our past. Both the books of Leviticus and Exodus implore us to not forsake the stranger because the Israelites were also strangers too in Egypt. This perspective is how we improve society, but it's also a reminder that there before the grace of God goes you. Bishop Dave knew this. 3 weeks before he died, he drove in morning rush hour traffic from Hacienda Heights to a musty-smelling embassy suites in El Segundo just to hear a speaker. He was in charge of 66 parishes by then, and God knows how many responsibilities. He could have just zoomed in or caught a recording of the event afterward, but he was going to carve out some time to hear someone in person and be with old friends. The way they tell me, the people who were there, the lecture was less than an hour, but Bishop Dave stayed for 5.5 hours, then drove back in afternoon rush hour traffic across Los Angeles to return to his duties. He told people he needed more of this as a reminder of a past he never really left behind, but to which he could always recommit to more and to talk about even more, even though, and I wrote something and I can't read my notes right now, sorry. I haven't typed it out, but then I get inspired, but let me see. Even though he could never really forget, I'm sorry, but Bishop Day was cool. Anyways, I'm almost done. Imagine the power we could all wield if we adopted Bishop Dave's legacy, the humanity, the goodwill, the compassion, the lessons, the glory. I have tried to practice this throughout my entire life. I grew up working class to Mexican immigrants. My dad came undocumented. My mom came when she was only 9 years old and picked strawberries in El Toro, back when there were still strawberries in El Toro. I graduated from high schools. Miss Goodwin Noriega, my Spanish teacher's here. Where are you, Miss Goodwin? Right there. There she is. So I'm not making lies. This is true. This is absolutely true. And she remembers this. I graduated from schools with limited resources and uncaring administrators. I joined a profession where many still don't look like me and looked even less like me when I started. Yet just yesterday, I went to speak to a group of high school journalism students at Cal Poly Pomona. This week, I'm going to speak at my sister's elementary school class in Anaheim. Do I have the time to do any of this? Of course not. And yet I do it in the hope that I could touch just one person who needs to hear or see me and who will take my example and pay it forward for the rest of their lives, just like I learned from other people. Am I comparing myself to Bishop Dave? Of course not. And yet I am. We all should. Always go back to your roots. Never forget them. Always bring up the folks who saw your rise to stand alongside you. This is how we build a better world. Bishop Dave, rest in power. You will not be forgotten because you never forgot where you came from. Gracias and God bless.
So much. Please rise in body or spirit, and we will sing this South African song. We shall not give up the fight. We have only started. We have only started. We have only started. We shall not fight. We have only started. We have only started. We have only started. We have victory, hand holding hand, hand holding hand, hand holding hand. Together we'll have victory, hand holding hand, hand holding hand, hand holding hand. We shall not give up the fight. We have only started. We have only started. We have only started. We shall not give up the fight. We have only started. We have only started. Again. We shall not give up the fight. We have only started. We have only started. We have only started. We shall not give up the fight. We have only started. We have only started. We have only started.
So thank you very much, Gustavo, for that wonderful message. Never forget your roots. Love it. So Unitarian Universalist congregations are fully self-supporting, meaning that members and friends raise all the funds for the operating budget, ministries, and the programs of this church. We are ever grateful for your gifts of time, treasure, and talent. OCUC amplifies that spirit of generosity by sharing one half of the plate we receive with an organization that shares our values. This month, we're sharing the plate with Tiny Pine Foundation. This foundation is building homes for fire survivors and helping them rebuild their lives in the process. Here at OCUC, we are helping to build the lives of each other in our community and the lives of our Ukrainian friends and the lives of the world writ large with all of our social justice programs. There are multiple ways you can support our church and this organization. You can mail a check, you can go through our website, or you can use an app called Vanco Mobile. The choice is yours. All the information is on our website should you need it. As always, thank you for your generosity.
Your Bible, I ain't afraid of your
song that we sing after our offering every Sunday. We gather together. This song puts our intentions into words and expresses our gratitude for the many gifts we share. We gather together, we gather as one, for peace, love, and justice for everyone. We give from our hearts to show that we care. We can change lives with what we share.
So now is the time that we honor the important events in our lives. You're invited, one and all, whether you're a member or a friend or a visitor, to participate in our weekly ritual of joys and sorrows. So let's take a deep breath. Perhaps you've come here today holding something close to your heart, moments from the last days or hours that have affected you and struck you at your core. If you'd like to honor such a profound joy or sorrow, you're invited to do so. If you're a roomer, you're invited to come forward and to light your candle. If you'd like to share your joy or sorrow, you can write it on a slip of paper that they will provide to you. So if you'd like someone to bring you paper to write, so she's right back there, raise your hand and she'll bring you a paper so you can write down your joy or sorrow, and we'll read it to, if you want to share it, we'll read it aloud. So if you're a Zoomer, you're invited to write your joy or sorrow in the chat. Once the roomers are done lighting candles, I'll read all the joys and sorrows shared out loud as Judith Stamper, who is our pastoral care associate, lights a candle for the Zoomers. As music is played, I invite you to silently offer healing or celebration as you feel called and according to your own beliefs. Sorry about that. I had a little technical difficulty with my chats coming through, but thank you, Sarah, for helping me out. Any more of these? Okay. So let's see what our Zoomers are saying. Thank you very much. All right. Okay. So Clover and Paul says to everyone, blessings to all. Hannah Anderson says, a candle of love, strength, and hope for my family members who are going through mental health challenges. That's Hannah Anderson. She says, a candle of healing for me, a candle of gratitude and love for this magical virtual space that gives me hope and fills me with love every week. Wow. Lovely message. Thank you. Barbara Schilling says, a candle of hope for safe travels for my sister who's trapped in Fresno due to the closure of the grapevine. Yikes, Barbara. Hopefully that solves itself soon. I know we're having a lot of issues in California because of the weather storm. Yeah. And I think that's all for now, but we might come back to that if anyone else pops in there. So here in the room, Kathy Nygaard, I hope I'm saying that correct, has a joy. She says, Camille Gillen is turning 1 on Friday, my great niece. Yay to Camille. Happy birthday. So Craig Preston is sharing with us that our community is helping over 46 Ukrainians so far, and Tatiana is coaching him so that he can complete his 6th application to sponsor Ukrainians. Wow, 6 sponsorships. That was a round of applause. Thank you so much, Greg. And for everyone, especially Tatiana, I don't know if she's here right now or not, but, oh, there she is. Oh, she's out there, okay. So she's been the foundation of our effort, and people like you, Craig, are what makes it work, so thank you so much. So BL says, my friend Dylan, who's going in the hospital for procedures, so hold him in your prayers, Dylan. Martha Bergman said that she's a sorrow because her mother passed away recently, so we will hold you in our thoughts, Martha. Meg Wilson has a joy. She said she's wishing Elaine thank you, Diorio. Rhymes with Oreo. Elaine Diorio, a very happy birthday this coming Tuesday. So happy birthday to Elaine. Let's see if we have any more chats on. Okay, I think we're all finished with our joys and sorrows. We do have one more, though. So we have another special joy today that we want to share with you. Joan Ashley, who is a longtime member, who ushers for us every 4th Sunday. I think she ushers on Zoom, so hi there. Hope you're there, Joan Ashley, so we can honor you because someone submitted a joy that we want to celebrate with you. So you have won the Ocean View School District Teacher of the Year Award. So Joan, congratulations. So, great joy to share today. Thank you. So let's hold and love all the joys and celebrations and all the hurts and sadness, both spoken and silent. Let our joys remind us to be thankful. Our concerns remind us to hope, and our sorrows remind us to connect. Let all these moments remind us that we are not alone. And now, our fabulous Judith, our pastoral care associate, is going to come up here and share a message with you.
I have words from Bill Sinkford. Spirit of life and love, dear God of all nations, there is so much work to do. We have only begun to imagine justice and mercy. Help us hold fast to our vision of what can be. May we see the hope in our history and find the courage and the voice to work for that constant rebirth of freedom and justice. That is our dream. Amen.
Thank you, Judith. So we're going to join together as we extinguish the flame of our chalice. And as we do so, we will say together, we extinguish the chalice of the warmth of community or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. So thanks to all of you for joining us this morning. We're a congregation made up of people who believe differently. But when we gather together, we make one loving community. We need not think alike to love alike. If you are a guest, a visitor, or someone who has not been known to us yet, I invite you to become part of this beloved community. We encourage you to write in the chat your name and where you're from so we can welcome you. Or if you're here in the room, if you'd like to raise your hand, we would love to hear from you. Introduce yourself. So if anyone here like to, oh, and she's got her hands full too.
Hi, I'm Leanna, and this is Lucas, and we're pretty new to Orange County, so thanks for having us.
Welcome,
Welcome.
welcome. Thanks for coming.
My name is Sam. I'm also new to Orange County. I'm from Reno, Nevada. Just moved here a couple months ago. You're probably seeing me a little bit more. I'm a chaplain candidate for the Army National Guard. So working a little bit with Sean and hopefully being more involved with the congregation. So thank you.
All right, great. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome. Nice to have you. Anyone else?
Hi, I'm Renee. I just found you guys on Zoom last weekend, and today's my first day here.
Hey! The Zoomers do come in sometimes. Get out of your pajamas. No, I'm kidding. All right. Anyone else? Okay. Thank you. So if you want to know more about our church, including programming for our youth and children, please contact us at hello@ocuc.org. We'll keep you connected. In addition, we invite you to sign up for a weekly email, which is called The Blast, at blast@ocuc.org. We want everyone to feel a part of this community. So please reach out and we will help you get connected. After the benediction, we will have a short period where everyone can wave and say hello to our Zoomers. And after that, the Zoomers can choose to be put into Zoom breakout groups for 20 minutes or so. We invite you to check in and get to know the people in your group and welcome any visitors. All right, a couple of announcements. There is a town hall meeting here next Sunday right after church. It is a construction update on our new sanctuary. Inquiring minds want to know. We hope you'll be able to stay for that next week after church. There's also an open mic night on Saturday, March the 4th at 7 p.m. here at the church and on Zoom, so come and have some fun. And finally, we have a special announcement from Casey Pendel, the intern at Tapestry. You might remember that she's leading a class on the revisions to Article 2 of our denominational bylaws prior to the vote on it at the General Assembly this coming June. So we have a video to explain some of what she's doing.
Hi, everyone. My name is Casey Marie Pandel. I am currently serving Tapestry as their intern minister through the end of the church year. I know some of you I've had the chance to meet before, and I'm looking forward to hopefully getting to meet many more of you in the coming weeks. We are in one of those really exciting moments where we are getting to see the future of Unitarian Universalism start to take shape into where we are going next. And it's not often that we get to just see, but be a part of this kind of change. We don't call it a living tradition for nothing. And as we look towards the possibility of adopting the rewrite of Article 2, which is where we find the heart of our UU principles, it has become abundantly clear that we will need each other to lean into our future. Judith Stamper and I will be leading members from our Tapestry, Orange Coast, and Fullerton congregations on a 3-session exploration of those principles, where we've been, where we are, and where we hope to go. We've designed this exploration with community in mind. We want to give you all the opportunity to get to know each other, to plant and nurture connections between a few of our congregations, and to get an idea of where each other worships while we're at it. Our sessions will be held one at each congregation, and each session is different, building on the one before it. So with this in mind, we are asking a full commitment to the 3 weeks total. All are welcome, whether a new UU, a lifer, something different, or something in between. We invite our young and our young at heart. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me via email, kcmarieuu@gmail.com. Please join us from 10 a.m. to noon on March 18th, March 25th, and April 1st. I hope to see you then.
So please join our Mission Viejo and Fullerton congregations in this important and timely topic. If you want to know more, do the Snapper. We'll be happy to give you some more information, and she's going to have a sign-up sheet in the courtyard. We'll be arranging carpooling and up to the other sites if you need it. So please consider that. In closing, I want to read to you some thoughts of St. Francis Assisi. Where hate rules, let us bring love. Where sorrow, joy. Let us strive more to comfort others than to be comforted, to understand others than to be understood, to love others more than to be loved. For it is in giving that we receive, and in pardoning that we are pardoned. Let us go forth now and sow love in this world. Please join.
Let us go out and all do our part. Let us go out, bring joy to each heart. Let us go out with indifference destroy. Let us go out with joy again. Let us go out and all do our part. Let us go out, bring joy to each heart. Let us go out with indifference destroy. Let us go out with joy. Let us go out with joy. Let us go out with joy. Our service is over. Let our service continue.